let's go ahead and spawn in the Dromedary. Is there enough space? Probably going to have to spawn it in out here, like so. Now, the Dromedary is a small vessel with a compact interior. Alright, welcome back everybody to Empyrion Galactic Survival. I'm KnowItAllDM. How's everybody doing today? I'm doing absolutely great today, hanging out on the Coalition of Gamers Empyrion server. So I want to thank everybody for joining me today, and if you like what you see today, hit the like button. If you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. So today we're going to be doing some stuff to hit our ultimate goal of the ARV Titan down here. And as you can see, the ARV Titan is now spawnable because they've increased the class level up to a total of 20. So we might be able to build some bigger things eventually, but for the time being, the Titan is going to be our ultimate goal. Now, the Titan is not what is it? Not the one that, not the MS Titan that is in the game, but rather the ARV Titan class of vessel that I'm wanting to build. It's a build of my own design that 100%, what do you call it? Original. There you go. Can't really brain too well right now, but it's 100% original. And it's my own design, and I worked really hard on it for a while, and yeah, I'm hoping everybody will enjoy it. I base it off of a couple of my favorite starships. Well, first of all, the starship's interior is similarly based off of Star Trek technology, and the exterior is largely based off of what do you call it? The battle cruiser from StarCraft. If you don't know what I'm talking about, StarCraft is another game that I've played, not on the channel, but it's an awesome game by Blizzard. Anyway, so back to the game I'm playing now. Our ultimate goal, like I said, is for the Titan, but as you can see, it requires a lot of resources. Predator must have been coming nearby. But so the Titan requires 44,000 sathium and 28,000 iron. So we're going to have to gather a lot of resources, and look at that Erystrum's Ascosium, 8,000 Erystrum's Ascosium. Cobalt. The silicon and copper is really, high as well, plus the plastic materials, wood planks, and all this. This is because it's made for an entire, basically an entire faction's flagship. So you'll see what I'm talking about when I spawn it in, and that is exactly what this entire platform was actually made for. So you can just see just how big it is compared to, well, everything. This platform is barely large enough to spawn it in. So in any case, in order to get the Titan and gather all those resources, we're going to build a smaller capital vessel first, the ARV Space Miner, which requires a lot less resources, only 58 Erystrum's Ascosium. Neodymium is its highest requirement with 800, and we're going to be able to gather those from asteroids in space. I don't think around here, but let's see, there's no neodymium on here. I believe if we go to either ASUS or Zhines, we can find some neodymium. So what we're going to do is, in order to get the neodymium we need, in order to get the stuff we need, we are going to build our next building, or next thing, the Dromedary. The Dromedary is a small vessel. what level am I? 14. We're almost level 15. I can almost afford the highest level dromedary. So let's go ahead, dromedary Mark 4 to the factory. The dromedary Mark 4 is going to require a bit of sathium. How much sathium do we have? Let me go back down here and check. What I really need for this platform first, something really quick. Where is the mule? The mule is something that I should be able to go ahead and just build real quick right now. It's a hover vessel that's made for getting around this platform, and it would help us out a lot. Sathium, I've got 13. I've got very little sathium. It looks like I'm going to have to either go into space to get it. Do we have... Let's see, what do we have? The moon has some... Moon doesn't even have sathium. Wow. I might have to... Yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to go find sathium at a different place if I'm going to mine it. So let's look at a lower level dromedary then. Dromedary Mark 1 is the only one that does not require sathium. So it looks like we're going with the Mark 1 dromedary for now. We'll upgrade it later. But, so we're going to need those resources. We might have enough to actually build that. Let's see. 280 iron, that would be 140 iron ore. I'm going to need to get more iron. Silicone, we've got more than enough. Copper and cobalt. Copper, we are almost out of, and cobalt, that would be, what's that, 130? So we've got enough cobalt. So we just need some copper and some iron. In order to get that, I'm going to take the Samba out real quick and see if we can get us some copper and iron. Looking around, there's a copper deposit right here. I'm going to go ahead and throw that on a waypoint here. And then iron, there's some iron right over here. There's only 9% of that left, though. I went over there and was mining that before. But that 9% might be enough for us. So let me go ahead and mark this. That might only be one thing. And if that is not enough, I think I'm going to go over this way and try to grab that. That's got a very little bit in it. So we're going to go do that real quick. I'm going to do that off camera, and then, yeah, I will be back. Alright, I'm back, and there's been a few developments while I was gone. Primarily, I've run out of fuel, so I'm going to have to grab some fuel from here. I ran out of fuel in the Samba. So while I was gone, a drone attack happened. I ran out of fuel right here, which is odd, but fortunate. So a drone attack happened, but this time they came from that direction instead of this direction as they had been. But fortunately, I was just leaving the base, and I was nearby with the Samba, so I could take out the drones. But that means I'm going to have to put a turret over that direction. Okay, we can just go ahead and shut you off. I gathered quite a bit of resources. There was a lot of copper, not quite as much on the iron, but the iron will be more than enough to build the dromedary like we want. Also, I was going to build a mule real quick. That I've got more than enough stuff to build. Let me go ahead and throw this in here, and then we'll just call in the mule right down here. We ought to. Because the mule is just small enough to get up and down those corridors. So let's go ahead and throw this in here. So for the mule, we're going to need just 108 iron, 82 copper, and 60 silicon. So let's go ahead and let's make up, let's see, it's 108. That should give us more than enough. That should give us, in fact, exactly enough, 108. 82 copper, that would be 41, but we need, actually, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. 82 copper minus 16, that's 72 minus 6. That is 70 minus 4 is 66 copper, and get that off. 66 copper and like, what is that, 35? So 35 silicone, 66 copper. That I should be able to just do and that should give us, actually I don't even need those because I've got those. Okay, so if I put this in here, that'll give me the silicone. That should give me exactly what I need for the mule. Let's see, is this going to go, bam, 108. And then those should be made up relatively quickly. Let me run back down here and put the fuel back in here. And then I'm going to go grab some food and oxygen real quick. I can just grab oxygen right here as I come by. And food is up here. Now I know I could use the control panel to go and get food and stuff like that, but I prefer to actually walk usually. I wish there were like a server setting you could set that disables not the control panel, because the control panel has vital functions right here, but disables the access button when you try to do this. So if you double click on these, you just can't do it. But in any case, let's get back down there and grab the rest of those electronics. Funny, my frames drop a little bit when I'm looking towards the middle of the structure. I wonder why. Because of all the blocks, probably. Alright, let's see. There we go. We've got those. That's 66. Haha, perfect. 4 minutes for a mule. Well, we'll go ahead and do that. And while we're at it, let's see. That's making up in the factory. We can go ahead and take a look at what the dromedary requires. Looks like I'm going to have to do a Mark 1, like I said. So that's going to be 280 iron, 188 copper, 157 silicone. So let's start with the iron. That's 280 iron. So if I do that, that should just be 140. The copper is 188. So 188, that's 94. So if I do that, 94, that'll also give us 94 silicone. That is 15. That's what, 63 more silicone. I've got 24 here, so that should be, yeah, I believe that is 63, adding this into it. And cobalt is 122. I could probably just use these to get copper, iron, and silicone. That would just be, actually, yeah, let's do that. Or cobalt, copper, and silicon, sorry. So let's see, that would be, what did I say? 122, so that is 57 61, I believe. So that's 61. That gives us 61 copper and silicone as well. That means with silicone we're good. So with copper, 61 copper. Do we have anything that's just copper? Because I know that uses copper, but I don't think anything else just uses copper. So we're going to have to go ahead and use more silicone than we need. So copper is 188. So 188 minus 61, 18 is 127. Uh, 127. That should be 63. And we'll have one extra thing for copper. I can just throw an ingot in there if I need to. I'll probably have ingots left over after that. So we're almost done with the iron there. How much longer do we have on the thing? Less than a minute. Alright, we've got the iron for the dromedary. Now we're just waiting on this to finish in 23 seconds so we can start putting it in there while these build up. So here we go. The mule is getting ready to be ready in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Now we have a mule that we can just go ahead and spawn in right here. And I should have brought a little bit of fuel over here. Tell you what, here's what I'm going to do. The mule, decked out with all its cargo boxes, can use this. In fact, anything can use that, but I'm just going to use that. Come right on over here. Okay, let's hop out and grab some of this small fuel and throw it in there. It should be okay. And now we can go ahead up here. There we go. Come on. I know you can do it. Because you were made for this. Quite literally. Come on. Level out. There you go. Okay. So now we've got ourselves a mule that we can take in and out from here. I'm just going to park the mule right over here. Well, maybe not right now. I'm going to have to go back to the things. But the mule is primarily for unloading cargo off of larger spaceships here. You'll unload it onto the mule because the mule has so many cargo boxes, and then you'll just, you know, drive over here or on the other side, either way, and be sure not to fall off. And you're going to want to go at about 0.5 meters going down. You're going to want to go a little lower going up. What is it, point? Oh, come on. The 0.3 that gets under? 0.2, that's a little low. 0.25, I believe, is perfect. You can just slide right in here, and then all the way down here, and unload your mule, unload your stuff into here, and then you can drive on back over here and unload everything you need over here, and then you can go back up. But right now I'm gonna go back down this way. And the mule being so small that it can fit in a 1x1 and even down slopes like that, it can't really fit down the steeper slopes too well, but the the shallow slopes, it can fit down perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and turn you off. Every time you get out, you come out in the front, so you're going to want a little space to get out from, you know, through up there. Are you done yet? You are done. Okay. Dromedary. Mark 1 to factory. Bam. 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 Not quite. I need one more. Do I have any in here? I don't think so. Let's just go ahead. Bam. And I'll just put that in there for posterity. What is that I'm waiting on? Silicone. So I've got these. It's going to take 11 minutes for that. Oh, I don't have quite enough. Let's go ahead and do 10 more. 10 more should give me more than enough. So it's going to take about 11 minutes to spawn in the dromedary, just because I'm not using advanced things. If I were to throw something like these into it, that would really lower it. But I'm going to do those. I'm going to use the more advanced things later. Okay. Let's go ahead and get you started. 10-minute production time. And I guess I'll just hang out here while waiting. And I'll be back in about 11 minutes with you guys. Alright, so we're almost done with the whatchamacallit thing that we were building. The dromedary is almost built. We got about a minute, 2 minutes 35 seconds left. And I went up and put a turret up over there to protect our back flank over this direction. In case the drones for some reason decide to come from that direction again. So I've got one turret over here. I've got one turret up there protecting the solar panels that I put up after the last episode. Over here I've got a turret down here. I've got a turret up there. I got one there. And where's my other one? One, two, down there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I've got 6 cannon turrets defending the base. That should be all I need. If for some reason I end up needing more turrets over this direction, I'll put down minigun turrets, because those will be my next things to build if I need them, but I doubt I will. Also, while we were going around and exploring, this was when I was out mining, and I had a close encounter with the patrol vessel, and it actually started chasing me for a bit, but I ended up getting away. Let's go ahead and spawn in the dromedary. Is there enough space? Probably going to have to spawn it in out here, like so. Now, the dromedary is a small vessel with a compact interior that has the constructor, a cargo box, refrigerator, and is even oxygenated on the interior. But the purpose of this is so that you can stand here while in space and just activate your drone and let your drone do all the work. Now, as you'll see right here, this is where the drone pops out, and so there is a little ramp right there that opens and closes along with the shutter door. Now, if I didn't have the shutter door and I put a regular door there, I wouldn't be able to walk around this back part with it closed. So, in any case, let's go ahead and put some fuel in here in order to access the fuel tank. It is accessible from the exterior underneath here, like, well, you just saw it a second ago. I think that's it right there. No, that's a docking pad. But it's underneath here is where you can access the fuel tank. I didn't put any shutters or anything because I tend to use the control panel more often anyway. But for people who like to access it from the outside, you can. Let's go manage, and let's put one of these in there just to get it docked in the proper place. So here we can, you can see it's the same width and length as the Falcon, but everything is interior. So we're just going to go ahead and park it right here in the Falcon docking space, like so. Let's pull it up so I can get out the back, down just like that, and power off. So what we're going to do with the Falcon is we're going to take it into space, and we're going to look for the resources that we can't get otherwise. And the Falcon has a warp drive, which will allow us to go the short distances we need to get the rarer materials for the smaller capital vessel in the Heinz and in ASUS. So we're going to be going there. Wow, my volume seems to be a little loud, at least on OBS. Let me do that. That should help a little bit. In any case, so ASUS and the Heinz are going to be our two locations, but we're going to do that next episode. We'll decide where to go, and yeah. So I hope everybody enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit that like button for me. And if you want to see more Empyrion Galactic Survival, go ahead and subscribe. I'm KnowItAllDM, and as always, y'all have a good day now.